Philippians 4:8 says to think on these things. If you were to ask someone, what time is it? They'll probably look at their watch or a clock or something and give you the time, the present time. But I challenge you this week to ask somebody, time, what is it? Ask them to describe what time is. And you'll hear all kind of goofy answers. It's kind of difficult if you think about it and just try to figure out what time is. One of the best descriptions I've heard of time is time is that thing which makes moments happen, one right after the other. Time is a thing that also keeps all the moments. It prevents the moments from happening all at the same time. And one of the important things about time is to know that time can be like money. We spend time, we spend money, we waste time, we waste money. We can lose time, we certainly can lose money. And when the more we think about this, then we realize that time, like money, is valuable. And I want you to know that what are you spending your time on? Because when you spend your money, there's an exchange that takes place. You go to the store or the mall or something, you do some comparison shopping, some evaluating, and you pick something that you want, you take it to the register, you give them money, and they give you that product. So there's an exchange. Anytime you spend money, there's an exchange that takes place. Anytime you spend time, there's also an exchange that takes place. Like, for example, imagine your favorite movie, the one that you can quote every line and every detail and what the actors were thinking at the time. The reason you know that is because you spent a lot of time watching that movie and that exchange is taking place. I had a Marine years ago, and this is before iPods and MP3 players. And this Marine, his claim to fame was that his library was over 1,000 CDs. And out of all these CDs, he said that I know every track, every lyric, every song. I know them all by heart. And I got to thinking about that, as incredible as that sounds. I got to thinking about that. You know what that really represents? That represents a lot of time. Do you know how much time it would take to memorize and know over 1,000 albums, songs, lyrics, tracks, and things like that? I also got to thinking about it, and there's a principle here. Whatever you spend your time on, remember I told you that exchange that takes place? When you spend your time, there's an exchange that takes place. For example, if you spend your time learning law, what do you become? A lawyer. If you spend your time learning medicine, what do you become? A doctor. If you spend your time learning electricity, you become an electrician. If you spend your time drinking alcohol, that exchange takes place, you become an alcoholic. If you spend your time reading your word and studying your Bible, what do you become? You become more Christ-like. And so the bottom line here, my challenge to you is, in the last 24 hours, we were both given the same amount of time. What did you buy with your time? Know that time is precious, time is valuable, and there's an exchange. You went and bought something with your time in the last 24 hours. What did you buy? And what was eternal about it? Because I know a lot of people who watch sports and the sitcoms, and they know all the statistics, they know the market trends, and they spend a lot of time studying this stuff. Matter of fact, they look forward to daily, the news or politics or whatever else. So they spend a lot of time knowing that stuff. But what's the eternal value of the time spent on knowing all the football statistics for the Dallas Cowboys, or what's the eternal value of knowing every episode of Bernie Mac or Seinfeld? What's the eternal value of that? So your time is valuable. God has called you to do some things for Him. You should be about the Father's business. So my challenge to you is to go out and spend your time wisely, because unlike money, in some places you get refunds for your money, but with time you don't get any refunds for how you spend your time. Think on these things. God bless you.